Prime Minister Narendra Modi on Thursday, that is today, urged all the members of Parliament to support the proposed amendments to the Women Reservation Act, emphasizing that the move is not merely a legislative exercise, but a reflection of the aspirations of crores of women across India. In a signed article on his official website, narendramodi.in, he described the amendments as an affirmation of a principle that has long guided India's civilizational ethos that society progresses when women progress. Highlighting that women constitute nearly half of India's population, the Prime Minister underlined their vital contributions across every field, from science and technology to entrepreneurship, and from sports to the armed forces, and from music to the arts. He noted that sustained efforts over the years to provide women with better education, improved healthcare, enhanced financial inclusion and access to basic amenities have strengthened the foundations of their participation in economic and social life. However, he observed that women's representation in politics and legislative bodies has not matched their societal role. Calling it unfortunate, he said women's participation in administration and decision-making brings perspectives that enrich public discourse and improve governance. Despite repeated efforts by previous governments, including committees and bill drafts, meaningful change had not occurred. Yet, a broad consensus has always existed that women's representation in legislative bodies must increase. The Prime Minister recalled that in September 2023, Parliament passed the Nari Shakti Adhiniyam, reflecting this consensus. He described it as one of the most special occasions of his life, emphasizing that this opportunity to ensure women's reservation resonates deeply with the spirit of the Constitution. The makers of the Constitution envisioned a society where equality is both enshrined in law and realized in practice, and strengthening women's participation in legislative institutions is essential to fulfilling that vision. He stressed that every delay in advancing women's representation shows the strengthening of India's democracy and creates an imbalance, particularly at a time when the nation is moving forward with confidence. Timely action is necessary in order to ensure that women's reservation is in place for the 2029 Lok Sabha elections and upcoming assembly elections. He noted that this historic movement calls for collective responsibility and action, emphasizing that decisions taken today will impact future generations. And the budget session of Parliament has been extended. A special 3-day sitting has been convened from April 16 to 18 in order to discuss and pass the bill amending the Women Reservation Act for implementation in the 2029 general elections. And under the amendments, the number of Lok Sabha seats will increase to 816 with 273 reserved for women. Reservation will be implemented on a vertical basis in order to include scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and state assemblies will follow a similar pro-rata approach. Constituency redrawing will be based on the 2011 census rather than the 2027 census, and the provisions are expected to take effect after the delimitation exercise, likely by 2034 if the present law remains unchanged. Notably, Prime Minister Narendra Modi urged MPs across the party lines to come together in support of this historic step for women. Let us move forward together, strengthen constitutional values and empower our Nari Shakti for national progress, he said, highlighting the opportunity to deepen democracy and reaffirm the nation's commitment to equality and inclusion. That's all for now. Stay tuned to the Savera for more updates. Do like, comment and subscribe to the channel.